Hello everyone, and welcome to Session 7 of this Baldur's Gate 3 5th Edition playthrough. Last time, we helped defend the Druid's Grove at these gates, and while we took a lot of damage and Andrew had a bit of a bad time of it, we did not die. I've just been around off camera and done a collection of various golden weapons with Astarion here off of the dead bodies around us, but now it's time to level up to level 2. Excuse me, level 3. Time to level up to level 3. Let's start with Astarion. So, a level 3 rogue, increase of hit points as ever, and then we get to pick a subclass at level 3. We can choose the Arcane Trickster, who gets access to some spell slots and a cantrip. These are mostly in the illusion and enchantment schools of magic. Or we can be a thief. We get such subclass features as Fast Hands, gaining an additional bonus action, or Second Story Work, meaning that we don't take as much damage from falling. For this playthrough, we're going to stick with Arcane Trickster. The cantrip we get is Mage Hand. We don't get any choice of selecting a different one there. As for our other cantrips, we're going to want something that can... Well, we have our bow and arrow. That's going to be good for sneak attack and attacking at a distance. So what else might we want? Because we don't need necessarily to just get standard damage cantrips. Acid Splash. Hurl a bubble of acid that hits 1d6 acid damage to each creature it hits. So this is a small area of effect attack, which we are kind of lacking in as Astarion. So that seems like it might be a sensible choice if there's groups of many small things clustered together that we want to attack. Resistance to bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage seems so-so. Divine a character's defenses to give you advantage on attack rolls against it. That would be good if it didn't take a full action. It lasts for 2 turns, but then you don't get to attack on the turn that you cast it. We don't really need light or the standard damage cantrips. And friends, I'm not probably going to end up using it very often. So we'll take Acid Splash and we'll take Poison Spray because this is a dexterity saving throw. Our weapon attacks are attack rolls, and then Poison Spray here is a Constitution saving throw. So that gives us plenty of options. We also get to pick one other spell from any school. And what do we want here? We don't need... A lot of this stuff is covered by other members of the party. We don't want to take Mage Armor because we'll be wearing armor. We don't really care too much about increasing our movement speed. We could take Disguise Self. I'm not sure how that will play into the encounters that we'll be facing, but it seems to be a more interesting option. And so we'll go with that. Next we will do Gale. Gale is a wizard at 3rd level. He gets 2nd level spell slots, so he's able to cast 2nd level spells. And at this time we have to select 2 spells to learn, putting into our spell book. So we now have access to all of these spells that you see in front of you, and this is quite a handy visual because of rule number 6. Classes can only cast class spells. So that means that if we find a spell scroll, Gale can cast that spell if it is one of these spells that you see here. Equally, he is able to add that scroll to his spell book for future use if it is one of these spells here. Other spells that the clerics might have, such as Guiding Bolt, are not on this list, and so Gale is not able to cast a Guiding Bolt scroll, or something like Inflict Wounds as a 1st level spell he would be incapable of casting. So what 2 spells do we want to learn? Well, I think Shatter is too good to ignore. 3d8 thunder damage, or half on a successful save, Constitution saving throw. And then we have a lot of stuff covered already. Find Familiar is a classic, but we have the capability as a druid of becoming a cat and sneaking around and stuff, so I don't think we need that right now. I'm not too interested in the stuff that lets us move faster, but Featherfall is going to be incredibly useful. Featherfall will allow us to jump from high places to low places without taking any damage, which is going to be good if we need to escape a fight from a high place, or otherwise navigate the three-dimensional world around us. So we will take those, and we also get the opportunity to change our prepared spells. So we want to keep Mage Armor, certainly want to take Shatter at this point. I think we'll hold on with Sleep, Witch Bolt, Magic Missile, and Thunder Wave. Let's change Thunder Wave, in fact. Let's put Burning Hands on there, because we have our school specialty, which means if our friends are within and amongst our enemies, we can cast spells like Burning Hands into an arc and not harm our friends. Next we have Shadowheart and Andrew. Clerics and druids are both prepared casters, that is to say that they have their full range of spells available to them. Every time that they awake from a long rest, they can change those spells. So we also gain the Mirror Image and Pass Without Trace spells as a Trickster Cleric. Those will always be prepared, so they don't appear on this list. But we do have these new 8 spells of 2nd level that we can now pick in our preparations. So let's just take, of course, Inflict Wounds and Guiding Bolt are too good to ignore. We always want to have Healing Word available to us, and I think Prayer of Healing is going to be very valuable as well. 2d8 plus 3 hit points for all of us means that we can gain back some health without necessarily having to take short rests all the time. As for our last 2 spells, it's not as an important a choice as with Astarion or with Gale, because we can change these spells on a long rest. But for now, I think we'll take Bless. And let's try... Hold Person might be useful. No other decisions to make here, so we'll carry on. And last but not least, Andrew. So our hit point total has ballooned all the way up to 30 because we have a 16 constitution modifier, so each time we gain a level we gain plus 3 HP, and because we are a gold dwarf we get 1 extra HP maximum every time we level up, so we're a massive 30 already. We get the same 1st level and 2nd level spell slots as the other full casters, but we also get to pick a Circle of the Land. So at 2nd level we had to make the decision of whether we would be a Circle of the Land druid or a Circle of the Moon druid. Circle of the Land druids get more spells and spell recovery that they can use once per long rest, whereas Circle of the Moon druids gain extra options for their wild shape and the ability to heal while wild shaped by burning spell slots. For us, however, we are going to take the Underdark Circle, because this gives us the Web and Misty Step spells that we otherwise don't have access to here, whereas something like the Arctic gains Hold Person and Spike Growth. Hold Person and Spike Growth are both here in the spell list. I believe that the spells that you learn from your Circle of the Land should always be prepared, but if I take, for example, the Grassland one here and then go to my prepared spells, you'll see that Pass Without Trace appears twice for our selection. So I believe that's possibly a bug of some kind, but for now we're going to take Underdark. We're going to gain Web and Misty Step as spells that we can later prepare. Let's wipe out our selections here and make fresh decisions. We certainly want Healing Word. Part of the reason we have 2 full healers in the party is so that if one goes down, the other can assist. I certainly want to take Moonbeam, a new 2nd level spell that brings down a shivery beam of light that can be moved around the battlefield, dealing damage every time whilst we maintain our concentration. Otherwise, what else do we want? I think Speak with Animals will continue to be interesting. And what we must do is take a selection of first level and second level slots. We could, in theory, quite happily take all first level spells, because you can upcast a first level spell with a second level spell slot, and it will have a greater benefit in most cases, perhaps doing an extra dice of damage or targeting an extra ally. Whereas second level spells can only be cast in second level spell slots or higher. Therefore, if we only took 6 second level spells, we would not be able to use our first level spell slots for anything. So we must have a good mix, and so we've got first level Healing Word, first level Speak with Animals. We'll take a second level Moonbeam, and we'll take Web. If we web a creature, then attacks against it have advantage, which is going to be very strong for us. Probably take something else in the... In fact, let's not take Web, because we have Entangle for now. And then we'll take Enhance Ability to bestow a magical enhancement upon an ally. And I think we'll stick with Thunder Wave, because we got rid of that on Gale for the Flaming Hands instead. So we have our circle, we have our spells prepared. We can click Accept, and there we have a fully leveled up party. As you can see, Astarion now has his 2 spell slots, and if we select somebody like Shadowheart, they have their spell slot replenished as well as their 2 new spell slots. But the 3 that we had already cast as first level spells earlier in this period of gameplay are not refreshed on the level up. So now that we've done that, there's one small encounter I know about just up the road that I'd like to do, and then we'll probably call this a session. So first of all, just as a group, we need to hop up this hill. Then everybody else will magically follow automatically as part of one of the updates recently, which is very nice. Particularly when you jump having cast Featherfall. Previously you had to cast Featherfall, select Gale, do the jump you were going to do, and then manually select all the other party members and recreate the jump with them. And because Featherfall only lasts a minute, it got a bit hasty trying to make sure that everybody had made the jump successfully. So at the top of this hill, there are a few supplies we can gather. This person has a rusty necklace.
Necklace has a Harper sigil. Why were they here?
I don't even know who the Harpers were. This barrel has 2 potions of healing and a potion of Hill Giant Strength. Your strength score changes to 21 for 1 minute. So, just to explain that a little further, we can use our character sheet here. These are our 6 main stats, and an average commoner in Dungeons & Dragons would have 10s across the board, so that would be completely average. Every time you count lower on an odd, you gain a -1. So on 9 is -1, 8 is no detriment, 7 is -2, 6 is no detriment, and so on. However, when you count positive numbers, it's on the evens. So 11 dexterity would be of no benefit, 12 dexterity would be +1, 13 dexterity, no extra benefit, 14 dexterity is +2. So that's how we get to having +1 charisma, +2 dexterity, and so forth. This potion of Hill Giant Strength sets our strength to 21, which would mean our modifier is +5. So if Lazelle was in a fight, for example, and we wanted her to be as maximally effective with her sword as possible, she would have a +5 modifier to any weapon attacks that use strength, and a +5 to those damage rolls as well. Elsewhere up here, I think there's some food over here. I do love a spoiled treacle tart. Check the barrels. Nothing in that one. Just rope there. I'm not too interested in that. There's a chest up here. I'm not sure if this chest has always been here, or I've definitely been up here in prior Let's Plays and not seen it, but a silvery necklace will be certainly good for some trade later. And I said there was an encounter up here, so let's go see if we can discover that.
That's curious.
So, there's a rocky crevice here, and from my prior adventures here, I know that there are some spiders in this rocky crevice. And I was wondering what would happen if our new druid here were to wild shape into a spider and then see what interaction the spider has with the other tiny spiders. I can't say that was the result I was expecting. I thought we might just be able to kind of sneak an arm in and steal something, but I guess we're just going to have this fight. Solid 1 on the D10 there. Andrew is also in the order. As a spider, giant spider, we have 20 hit points, 25 feet of movement speed. We can use a bonus action to enweb a creature, and we have a venomous bite. I don't think these spiders are going to be too bothered by enwebbing, so we'll just get to the attacking part. There's a nice natural 20. As ever, when you attack with a natural 20, it's an automatic hit and you roll the damage dice twice. So that was 2d8 piercing plus 3. So that's those two have taken their turns. Shadowheart. I reckon you can just come over here and get a nice stab in. Not bad going. Astarion, you want to finish it off? No, we can't get there. We can get over here, though. Gale, as you were. Another one, but one will do this time. And then back to Andrew. And a nat 1 is a natural 1, always a miss. There you go. 1, critical, always a miss no matter how big your modifier is. Shadowheart, you got a Sacred Flame for me? A good 1 damage. And that leaves just a few left for Astarion to stab away. So close. So close, guys. Fortunately, I think we're going to be just fine on this occasion. And then, if we have Shadowheart and her opposable thumbs, have a check in this cave.
A bag lies within the crevice. At its mouth, a gold coin glints.
I will happily take free money.
Something clinks among the coins.
And we have received a pouch. And inside that pouch, Shadowheart.
Get some rest. I need to keep sharp.
13 gold and a spider egg sac. Something, or some things, wriggle beneath this sticky shell. So, who knows when we might find out exactly what wriggles within. Otherwise, let's just set a nice little fire here. And while we're not going to short rest, because we don't have any short rests left, we will take a breather here for a moment, and I will say thank you ever so much for watching. I will probably just do some inventory management off screen, because I've seen that Shadowheart has just capped out her inventory capacity of 200. So I'll do that off screen, and then next time we may well go down to the Druid's Grove and sell off some things. I'm still very interested in trying to find a one-handed club for Andrew to be able to use alongside a shield, and then we'll see what other adventures we find along the way. As ever, thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you'll join me tomorrow for the next one. I hope you have a great day, morning, afternoon, night, wherever it is you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.